Arts in STEM and Autoethnography by Roshni Rasbangsi. Arts is everywhere and arts is in everything. Arts touches people's heart and life. Arts cannot be separated from reality. Arts is included in every rituals in the form of performing arts or visual arts. Arts as cultural artifacts enhances cultural way of knowing if included in the classroom. This is an example of using lights in Christmas. Similarly, in Nepal, we use lights to celebrate Tihar. In Rangoli, while making Rangoli, we use different colors during Tihar. In the same way, we use colors in Holi as well. Arts is neglect. Arts is a neglected subject with more focus on content and assessment of other conventional subjects. Arts also helps to explore the contextual issues and allows the students to have better understanding of the context. Arts as a cultural artifact enhances cultural way of knowing if included in the classroom. So the main purpose of this paper is to reflect on my learning experience and enhance the pedagogy through the use of arts, exploring the importance of arts in everyday life and schools. This study is guided by living educational theory. Talking about living educational theory, it helps to empower self as well as the students. It helps to improve the pedagogy and it helps in living contradiction. Rosie, who studied in O'Donnell Hall in New Mexico State University and she worked in STEM Outreach Center. There are myriads of research done on STEM and highlights on the benefits of integrating arts in STEM. Taylor mentions that STEM can be a tool for sustainable development of education. STEM prepares the student with high order abilities much needed to cope in 21st century. In arts, integration of arts develops creativity, helps the students think outside of the box and fosters imagination and innovation. Rosie, unaware of the integration of arts in STEM, started the projects of STEM, STEM. So while making the lily pads, she focused on science and technology parts and ignoring the arts in it. So while making the bracelet using the lily pads that the students are holding, she focused on more of the science content. And so you can see that all the bracelets that they are holding with the lily pads or the lights are of similar type. So what happened was that integration of arts helped her explore more how students can bring imagination and creativity in their work. So these are some of the examples using the same lily pads, but using arts help her help the students and teachers explore their imagination. So this is a crown made by one of the teachers or parents. This is what she's wearing that she made. So this is another example of the same lily pads. One of the teacher is holding it. So this is the example of different kinds of products the students made using the different imagination using arts in it. Another example that I have is pop-up cards. This is an example that I made. So I was thinking that the students would make the similar kind of pop-up cards, but the use of arts in STEM brought these instead, and which was very creative and very uh, nice to see as well. So, see, after moving to Kathmandu University, she started teaching some of the classes. In one of the classes that she taught, participatory action research, says one of the essence of participatory action research is reflection. So she used to have reflection of the students every day, but what happened was the reflection was getting very dull and mundane. So the she was not enjoying as well as it seemed like it was forceful on the students as well. So she started doing arts-based reflection in participatory action research class or PAR class. In the PAR class, the students started reflecting through art base, and this is one of the poem that one of the student made. The one on the left is in Nepali, and the one on the right is the translated version of it. So, and another one the student used in with art integration was reflection of the participatory action research class uh, in a cyclic form of the in the cyclic form of participatory action research as life cycle of honeybee. This is another example of art integration where the student reflected power cycle with the Devi Durga. So another example is technology integration in which using the video, one of the student made a video for participatory action research. This is another example of using arts in the same class. So in another class, she started teaching innovative pedagogy, and in innovative pedagogy, using arts was one of the component that she focused. And this is an example of the students' work that she made for with the art integration and technology integration in her class. So, and this is another example, and this is an example of using arts in the classroom by her student. This is an example of one of the student using arts to teach mathematics. And STEM 5E and Vipassana meditation was well connected by one of the student. So art integration was in the form of songs, pictures, drama, music, story, as well as poem. So in another year, she taught the same class innovative pedagogy in which she wanted to use uh, storytelling as a form of arts in STEM. This is an example of one of the student trying to teach Nepali language through arts and art in the form of story. In history, another student made a story of Prithvinarayan Shah, unification campaign. In another student made a story of germination of seed in science. In maths, one of the student or the group of students made they taught how to calculate the height of Dharahara by standing on the ground, and that was through a story as well. So in English, another group of students used the elements of storytelling, character, where hare and tortoise with some setting, time, day, place was river and ground, and problem there was a problem and conflict and tension, and that came into a resolution. With this one, the story the students were trying to teach English in the classroom. Another example was used in social studies. Now, after that, she started teaching, she was involved in a project called Rupantaran, where STEM pedagogy was used. Art integration became an important component in that project, and she tried to make her teachers integrate arts as much as possible in all the projects that they were involved. So, in conclusion, integrating arts helps teachers refine their knowledge, attitude, and practice. No connection of the subjects, there is no connection of the subjects to the context or the real world problem without arts. Arts involves the student in hands-on activity which fosters creativity and helps the students enhance their knowledge. Arts integration improves the students' attitude